What's up guys, it's Mike, Smokin Monkey. Welcome back to the channel, and today we've got to do some maintenance. We've got to clean out the engine because we got it a little bit muddy the other day. He's just pushing it, man. Yeah, beauty! First one to make it through! Yeah, so if you guys missed that video, then definitely check it out because it was a lot of fun. We had a crazy time, but even though the Jeep is somewhat decently clean, it's not terrible. I cleaned it yesterday on the ride home, but the engine bay, that's another story. You guys see it's a little dirty. There's like a good layer on everything, and yeah, that's just not good for anything. You guys can see it got inside everything. It's dirty in there, but the air filter's still good, so whatever got in there was minimal, but it is time to clean it. So I've got a bunch of supplies, and unfortunately, since the shutdown is going on currently, I can't go into a store and buy engine shampoo. So I'll show you guys how you can do this at the coin op and get it pretty decently clean. So let's ride over there right now. Let's get this thing cleaned up because it's filthy, and hopefully we can get most of it off. So we'll see. And honestly guys, I'm super impressed with this little TJ. It was super capable and it actually held up really well yesterday. Even though a lot of other Jeeps got stuck and weren't able to make it through all the stuff that we wear, it was really capable. I don't know how else to put it. This thing's a beast. It made it through things that I didn't expect it to make it through, and honestly, we didn't even have to get winched out once. Good job, TJ. And we even found one with an open bay. Look at that. So you do want to do this on a running engine, but you don't want to do it on a hot engine. So I'm gonna hop out, show you guys how to mask everything up properly so you don't damage anything, and then we'll start it and clean it up. So we got everything wrapped and protected here. Fuse box, battery, all the connections here, as well as the alternator. And since I covered this, I'm not gonna be starting it. So let's run this on the wheel and rim cleaner, because that's gonna be the closest thing that's gonna take off all this dirt and mud. And if you guys do have a setting for engine cleaning, even better, but this one doesn't have that option today. So let's soak it all down, let it sit for a minute, and then we'll just rinse it off. Now everything is soaked in a nice soap solution, waiting to just dilute, and you can see everything is starting to kind of run off and come off, and yeah, it's just ready to dissolve, which is good. You can finally see the oil filter again. It doesn't look like a rock anymore. It's not all covered in mud. So let's rinse her off and let's see how good it looks. So now everything is nice and clean. I removed the bags that I had over the battery and the fuse box and the connectors here, and the rag that I had in here. And now I'm just cleaning off all the excess water and all the dirt that I didn't get off of these things, like the battery and the fuse box, because they were covered. But good thing is that they're still dirty, which means they stayed dry. And the alternator too. Hey, it's not a show car, but it's a night and day difference from what it was 15 minutes ago. And I'm sure it's going to be a lot better for the engine and for everything inside, not to be all covered in dirt and mud and sand and silt and all kinds of crud. So for all of this, I'm gonna need to get some degreaser or some engine cleaner, but the rest came out pretty damn good. Same with the inside, not bad at all. And now the last thing that's left is to start it and run it down the highway to dry it off. So let's make sure that it runs and let's go for a ride. And don't worry guys, I am cleaning up after myself. Including throwing my jacket and everything else into the laundry when I get home. Because, yeah, I am covered in it. Moment of truth. That's a good sound. Now let's go for a ride. And I think I'm getting an exhaust leak because it actually sounds pretty dope. I don't know if it comes out on camera, but it like burbles and gargles. Not bad. Now let's go for a ride. If I can buckle my seatbelt. So I did notice a little bit of a high idle, like maybe 100 or 200 RPMs higher than usual while I was sitting at the light just now. So let's go for a blast down the highway and we'll see if maybe that cleans itself up. I'm gonna sit on the highway for about 10 to 15 minutes and try to really get the engine nice and warm and up to temperature, and hopefully we can evaporate and just dry off most of that water that's still on the engine. So it's been about 15 minutes, just getting off the highway now. I'm gonna do a loop back to where I came from, but we've got a check engine light. And I'm not really too worried about it. I'm thinking it's something minor, but what we will do is take this thing back to my place and check on that code and see exactly what that could be. But I'm guessing it's probably nothing. It's probably gonna clear itself up, but we'll find out. Well, I'm back here now at my house, and I still have the check engine light, and it is idling a little bit high, like not crazy high. As you guys can see, it's at like, I don't know, 1100 or 1200. So let me go check the code, see exactly what's happening, and I'm also going to check the idle air control valve. And exactly as I thought, there is a little bit of water inside the connector here and on the actual connection. So got the air duster out. Let's just get this nice and dry. Okay, everything looks good. And now let's check the codes. 1, 2, 3. P0123. And when I looked that up on my phone, it is a throttle positioning sensor. Let's go and make sure that's dry. Then we'll take off the battery terminals just to get the code cleared, and we'll go for another drive and make sure it doesn't come back. Okay, now that these are both dry, I'm gonna throw them back together, and then I'm gonna disconnect the battery, clear the codes, and we'll go for a ride. Well, that simple engine cleaning turned into me taking out the throttle body and cleaning out all my sensors again and making sure all the connections were clean. And now I'm gonna go start it. Hopefully it runs good. And good news, it is back down to normal RPMs, so we don't have to worry about anything as far as the sensors. But my check engine light is still there, so I'm gonna wait. Maybe it's gonna clear itself. I did disconnect the battery to clear it, but it's still there, so I don't know if there's a different procedure in this thing, but I don't have a code reader. So let's just drive it and we'll hopefully get rid of this code, and if it doesn't clear by itself, then I will get a code reader. But good stuff, guys. So back home now, and as you guys saw, we got the idle to go back to normal. All I had to do was take the entire throttle body apart. But it's pretty easy. Once you do it once, it's not that hard. So I got that apart and I cleaned all the sensors and all the connectors. Our idle control valve was the culprit for the high idle, and our throttle position sensor is also throwing us a code. So I got two codes, a P0123 and a P0121. Now, the P0123 is the idle air control, the P0121 is the throttle body positioning sensor. Now, I did disconnect the battery, but I didn't do it long enough to actually reset my ECU and clear all the codes. So, since it's already dark out, as you guys can see, it's nighttime now, I'm gonna go leave it overnight with the battery cable off just so that it resets, because I don't have a reader to reset it like that. So then in the morning, we'll go for a drive and we'll see exactly what's good, and I'll give you guys an update. But so far, it drives good, everything is good, we just got to clear the codes. So far, I think it was a successful day. Engine's clean, Jeep is clean, and we got to check engine lights. So not the best, but I think we can clean that up real easy. And I still got a couple more things that I need to do, including that brake caliper. If you guys know what I'm talking about, then you watched the last video. If you don't know what I'm talking about, check that video out because it was a good one. I'm telling you, you guys will like it. So until next time, thank you for watching. Thank you for sticking around till the end. And honestly, guys, there's lots more coming because there's lots of things to do on that Jeep. And until next time, guys, ride safe out there. Peace.